Alright guys, what's up? This is CroixDawg, and we're going to do another one of those videos playing another pro. I'm sure most of you guys out there know CHECKdezNUTS. Really good friend of mine, really good player, and we're going to be playing him at a regular speed instead of those 55 turbos. We're playing with Primo. Going to be playing a regular speed, switch up the pace. I know Check's an aggressive player. Going into the match, I know he likes to do some peculiar weak lead type plays. Some weak leads on flops, and I don't know if he's going to do that against me, but we're going to play our normal game. We're going to be aggressive from the button, and we'll see how it goes. Flopped an open-ended straight draw, going to bet out 2/3 pot. Pretty standard. Don't really want to see a raise here from him. Fold's really good, or we take a flat because we have a chance to do some things on later streets. Again, a lot of respect for Check's game. Really good player. We met a few years ago up at, I think Turning Stone is where we met. We had a few friends in common. I can't remember exactly how we met, but we actually share the same birthday, a year apart. I'm a year older than him. That means I'm more awesome than he is, and that also means I'm going to beat him here. So, just because I have the age difference. Hopefully, I didn't jinx myself. All right, we flopped a pair here. We're going to be good a lot. We're going to try to get him to call us with a diamond. Don't want to see a raise here. Again, don't want to get put in weird spots. He did raise us. I'm going to call because I don't believe him. I don't really believe he has a queen. I'm going to see what he does on the river. Our bet looks kind of weak. We river to flush. Again, we'll check it to him and see what he decides to do. Then we'll evaluate what's going on. Alright, he bets 260. Boy. This is a pretty sick spot. Well, I don't think he has a full house. It'd be pretty far-fetched. Yes, he could have 2 3s, but that just seems far-fetched to me. So we're beat by the Ace, King, 10, Jack of Diamonds. I don't think that he's going to have the Jack or the 10, so we're putting his range on the Ace of Diamonds, King of Diamonds. It doesn't make sense for him to bluff here. It's just such a small bet. But I don't think that. I think he might want to get into a fancy play mode. So I'm probably gonna call, and we'll see what happens. All right. Okay, I convinced myself to call, and he had 10 high. So. So that was just calculating ranges that didn't really make much sense. But I just didn't think that. And if he would have showed me pocket threes or a flush, that would have been props to him. But just goes to show you can't always be a believer. And I didn't think that he was going to come out and try to outplay me and make too many fancy plays. Again, all right, with this ace high, just checking it down. Also going to start checking behind if we flop a top pair. I think that that's going to. We're very, very, very. We've played a lot of formats together, watched each other play, talked a lot of theory, very familiar with each other's games. That's why that 9-8 call was pretty tough for me because I didn't think that the bluff made sense, but then again, his hand on the turn didn't really make sense either. And he could get us off of a queen. Okay. Normally the speed of that, I don't think he has a very good hand, so I'm going to call and try to flop something nice here with this ace-9 and give us a lot of deception. Just the speed of that raise, I still think our ace-high is good, so I'm going to call. Turn gives us a flush draw. If he leads out for a bet here, I'm probably just going to lean toward flatting instead of semi-bluff shipping. Okay, the king hits the river, and our ace high was good. So I'd expect him to have something like, I don't know, 10-9 maybe. And, yeah, Jack-7. So we're out to a nice solid chip lead, just playing solid. Yeah, just playing a solid match. Okay, we have the Jack-7 suited. Pretty hand. Gonna defend with it. Whiff the flop. Just fine. Check folding this. And against a player like Czech, I'm just gonna try to who's very familiar with me, and I might have some subtle timing nuances that he knows about. We've talked about the timing issue. I'm probably going to try to act about the same on each decision. Like, he raised that one up really quickly, and I could just feel like it's probably weakness. Not always going to be the case with him, but just kind of got a sense for that. So I'm going to try to mix it up here. I would call that if it was a 7-6 suited, but 7-6 offsuit. Don't really want to play too many pots against him out of position. Without pretty or solid hands. Like this hand, calling all day. Very, very pretty hand. Not really in the position, not really going to be trying to 3-bet him a lot with marginal hands. I'm really, at this point of the match, I'm probably not going to 3-bet him too much at all. Not going to be situation. Now, if I did have something like 2 6s here, then I might consider like a 200 3-bet and getting it in with him. But other hands, I'm probably not going to 3-bet too often. Probably just going to flat a lot. When we would be at full stacks, full 1500s, then I would be probably in more of a 3-betting mode against him. Though I think just because we're making a video and that he might do it 4-bet us a little bit late. Okay, totally against what I just said. I am going to 3-bet these jacks. I don't think it looks like a believable spot for me to be 3-betting them. I think that he might have thought that I was getting a little fed up with him and his triples. Fortunately, he didn't have anything like an ace. Mix it up a little bit against him. Throw out a min raise. Going to bet half pot here. I think this gives a good chance to take it down. And I don't think we're going to get raised much unless he has a flopped flush. In which case we can fold our jack. Limps in. I'm just going to check it. And if he shows any aggression, then we're just gonna yeah, that's, oh god. Yeah, don't really want to call out of position with this, and yeah, so just gonna fold. Don't think he would be in a check down mode with us either. Again, keeping it aggressive from the button. I don't think he's 3-bet us yet. Yeah, I don't think he's 3-bet us yet, so we're gonna keep it aggressive from the button. And it looks like after that initial bluff he made that he's toned down the aggression. He's toned down the aggression quite a bit, so we're fine. We're fine just playing this game with him. Turn to gut shot. Not gonna stab at it. I will take a stab now though. I don't think he has a jack or a 10, and we're making another hand tough for him to call. So I like that bet. It's going to get ace high to fold out a lot, and it's always good to keep people on their toes a little bit. If he does call, then actually I'm not really looking for image plays against him because we know a lot about each other's game, and he hasn't done any of those lead outs though. But then again, I guess he hasn't called many of my raises either out of position thus far. So he's playing pretty straightforward, allowing us to be the slightly more aggressive of the two thus far. Okay, he types in a goofy raise. I do think shoving would take it down here, but the risk reward probably doesn't make too much sense. So we'll just flat, and we're just going to let him take it down with a bet here. I don't think us having an ace is very believable, so we're not going to bluff it. If there are two hearts out there, it'd be a different story. Going to do something different here, just to throw him off a little bit. Going to limp it. Don't want him to think that we're going to keep running him over. Okay, he makes 51 more. We're getting a great price, and we can really drill a few flops with this, so we're just going to call. Not what I had in mind for drilling the flops. Probably just going to... Yep, that's a pretty healthy bet. Probably just going to fold. Got the low end open ender. This flop meets a lot of boards, and I think he would stick it in there with an overpair as well. So yeah. I like this spot to raise here. I thought that he wasn't going to give us credit for us just trying to retaliate back. And I think he knows, usually against most opponents, whenever they limp and I make it a triple instead of a quadruple from the big blind, against most standard opponents, then I'll have a pretty good hand. He knows this. I know he knows this. My 4Xs are a lot wider of a range. They can range from aces to, to God knows what other suited junk. Okay, we have middle pair here. I'm going to make a slightly over a min raise here, just in case he's taking a stab at it. Don't think he's going to be really in the floating mode. If he re-raises us, I'd expect him to have an 8 plus or a flush draw, in which case we don't match up well against that range. We'll just fold. But we take it down. When he was stabbing, gives a good chance to just take it down without risking many chips. Good spot to triple here. Think he's going to fold a lot. Okay, he flats. That flat call is a little bit scary. He hasn't done that much at all. So I'm kind of in the mode of just giving up on the hand and being okay, just check folding it. Yeah, 81. Just gotta dump it. So neither of us are really giving up any ground. It's just been a solid game. Not too many moves being put on, with the exception of the one hand where he tried to get cute, and we made a good call with the 8 of diamonds. And now I'd expect him to have an ace 8 or something, or maybe a hand sevens through deuces. Uh, just based on that raise, it's just like a raise, like I'm committing myself to it, and it could be as strong as ace king, but I wouldn't expect it to be nines plus ever. Alright, he makes another 2.5-ish raise. We'll defend with the queen 9. Flopped a pretty good flop for us. I'd expect this to go check, check. Alright, he's keeping on the aggression, and what I hate about this hand is it's tough to play, because when we flat, our hand looks exactly like a 9. And so we're giving him permission to try to barrel us. Hopefully he'll just realize that we're a stubborn opponent and just give it up. But I just, that's so sick. And just because I know him, I know, oh man. This is like a 50-50. I'm pretty sure he has an ace. I'm going to ask him after the match there. I'm pretty sure he has an ace. Oh god, this feels so weak, but okay, I don't think he'd try to get fancy on us. Alright, now what's going through my head is he thinks that he can get us to lay down a few hands, so we might make an adjustment on that. And after this, I'm going to get on Instant Messenger before the next match starts and ask him what he had, and be absolutely miserable if we were ahead. But I'd expect that to be maybe an ace 4. Props to him though if he leveled us. So far, it's been a good match. Neither of us are really given much of anything. Both just playing a pretty solid game. I'm going to keep it aggressive from the button. I don't think that he's going to be too eager to 3-bet. That being said, he might do it right now. Yep, that's another one of those committing ones, and we'll just fold. So he's making a little comeback here. Nothing to get rattled about. Just got to keep playing our solid game. Keep it aggressive from the button. He's really only flatted a few of our raises. He's either 3-bet them or folded a vast majority of them. Come on. Come on. Where was the 3-bet there? And now I'm going to make just a play based on a read. I'm going on a pretend mini rush. He's not going to think I'm ever doing this without a pretty solid hand, I wouldn't think. And he's going to need a pretty solid hand to either flat or shove on me. And that's something I like to do a lot against more regular players. Go on this. Most of you guys, my roommate, Predator 13. I'm sure some of you guys know who he is. He's really adamant on the concept of the fake mini rush. And hopefully 3-bets here, and we jam this right in his face. And we're probably going to be dominating him. I'd expect him to have like an ace 9. So that's my guess. Okay. Ace 7, and he committed himself, so he did have to put in that Oh, God. Nice. Shucks. What an ass. But alright, so that sucks for us. Um, man, it hurts against him. But okay, gotta stay focused. 2550. Uh, alright, he makes a raise, just gonna dump it. Alright, pretty junk hand from the big blind. Against, against most opponents, on their limps are just really weak. I would probably make that like 4x, just because that 50 is very valuable to us with our stack size. Alright, we tried to get a free limp. Obviously, this is super strong. And now we're at a 3-1 deficit. Um, Hopefully we can either get it in good or suck out. One way, we just want to win. Gonna pause here before min raising. I think he's gonna give it more credit than if we just insta min raised. And he folded. Just gonna knuckle the 9-5. Gonna do something interesting here and lead out for 100. Hopefully he'll give us credit for a jack or a 6. Unless he has one, in which case we're out of luck. Gonna limp in the queen 4. Hopefully he'll let us take a flop. Hit a queen. Gonna check behind and min bet the turn. Alright, he instead bets out. I'll just call. The diamond would have been nice there. If he bets out, I'm just going to have an eerie feeling he might have 2. Don't really see any value betting. Just going to check behind. And yeah, he just took a stab. So that flop check got us an extra 60 chips, which is pretty beneficial to us at this point. Again, the next hand I will make next hand he limps I will make like at 160 or something. I think we're giving him a lot of credit on that. Again, now this hand I'm getting in for sure if he ships it or if he re-raises. He just calls. Not a terrible flop. We've been playing a little bit tricky, so we'll check behind. I got some good showdown value here with this ace high still. Hopefully the river doesn't bring a club. Okay, so we should. Nah, he might. I think I'm gonna call this one. I'd expect that if we are beat, that he's gonna have a hand like King 7, Queen 7, and he's going for the value bet on the river. But I think he could be bluffing at the same time. So if we are beat, I think it's going to be a 7. If not, well, we'll see. I think he knows what our hand is. So, and never mind. He turned a flush. Bad read. Yeah, bad read. Good turn check by him. I like to lead out those turns just to get some action from a club usually. Um, like if I had like the king of clubs or something. Then again, I might bet out the turn. I like his play there. So now we're almost at a 5-1 deficit, which sucks. We keep picking up absolutely brutal hands from the small blind. Can't really. Could probably. He might call us a lot later than he normally would call someone else. So just gonna check it, and maybe he'll let us check it down and we can drill a diamond. Nope, just gonna fold. And now we're in pretty much shove fold mode. I can't remember the last time we picked up a card higher than a jack. It's just one of those times. God, it's frustrating picking up these hands and just letting him go to town on us, limping. Eventually we will take a stand though. Hopefully not getting too short and just, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll ship this 9-6. Beat us in with an ace queen, naturally. Oh, go ahead. Alright, well, I wouldn't advocate that, but it's one way to get the chips. Yeah, he won the last 4 pots previous, so we need to do something to stop the bleeding there. And that thing that we needed to do was get lucky. I think this min raise is going to get a decent amount of respect. Folds. So now we're a little bit over 3-1, or a little less than 3-1 chip deficit. Getting this one in all day. I don't believe that min raise, that speed of that at all. Nice. I wish he would have had ace king though, so I could have just drilled a 7 on him. Gonna limp in this queen 9. I think that he's gonna start. Maybe he doesn't want to bleed chips away, so he might start doing some frantic things to try to steal a pot or two. And we are aware of that. Just gonna check down. I'd expect him to have a pair. Yeah. Just based on the speed of the check, I don't think he'd give up if he was beating something that we had. Gonna triple these queens. Alright, he just flats. Obviously, just bet getting this in. And I'm shoving. I was thinking whether to check trap, but shoving. And now we know we're good. So hopefully he makes the call. Alright. Wow, he floated us there on that flop. Not a bad float though. Yeah, not bad. And he knew that he was most likely behind. Alright. We've got this king jack suited. Gonna check behind. Gonna make it look like we're checking down. That turn card sucks. Takes away our value. Now it just looks like we have an ace. I wouldn't expect to get called. And now we're at 50-100. Battled back. We got lucky on that 9-6 hand. So let's see if we can finish the job. It's been a long match already, 30 minutes. Might have to play a turbo after this to add to the video. So I'm gonna ask if. So then I'd pause that, and yeah, this has been a really grind amount match. But you guys get to see a lot of hands. Let me look at the hand history. Yeah, there's a lot of hands. This ace shove just pretty standard. Would expect him to look us up with anything that's beating us and like king queens, but I'd expect folds a ton there. And that 100 chips is very valuable for us. Gonna keep the aggression on here against him. Gonna shove it. Terrible timing. Oh, drilling the queen. Oh, justice. Yes. All right. Well, that was a little bit dirty, but. Let me look at some key hands from that one. Sorry about that. Let's look for some key hands from that one. Just look on pot sizes. I liked our ace king run. It is a7. Obviously, we're going to win that 70%, 75% of the time. When we lose, we can't get upset, but we can type in God in the chat. Make the pain go away. We got lucky on this 9-6 when we got super short. He grinded us down pretty well at the beginning of levels of 25-50 by limping in, and we just didn't have any hands to show any aggression with. The initial hand, we made a tough call down with that 9-8. We didn't believe him on the turn. We didn't think he had a queen or a flush. Maybe 3-3, but we can't just put people on one hand, and that'd be playing too scared. And on the river, nothing made sense after we talked it out. And then we had our queen's hand where he made what I think is a decent float. I'm probably going to muck. If I was just leading out with like a king high or an ace high, I might just muck it on the turn. I might think that he had some piece if something came off, if like a 6 came off and he shipped it. But fortunately for us, he turned his pair, and we got lucky in the last hand, shoving at big blinds. He's at 950 chips. I like our shove with queen 7. We got to make him wake up with a hand to call us, and even if we have equity, which we did, and we got lucky. So let me pause this and fire up another one real quick. Alright guys, here's the turbo we're running. I just got done talking with him on Instant Messenger, and if you guys remember that hand from last time where we were in a tough spot with that queen 9 on an ace 9, ace 7 board where we called the flop with our queen 9, and he bet out pretty healthy on the turn, like 2/3 pot-ish. Maybe a little bit more than that. I can't remember. He said he had ace 10. So nice. Go. All right. All right. So here's this is going to be the difference between this should help illustrate a little bit of a difference between the regular speeds and the turbos. Here we're gonna be forced to do things a lot quicker. Can't be just dumping the such a high frequency of big blinds for both of us. Got to defend here. We got to be making more three bets. We got to look. We got to look to take the bull by the horns, as they say. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to be the aggressor again. I'm going to expect him to be more aggressive than last match, and we'll see who wins. Not going to get fancy here. Not. We know so much more about. I wouldn't try to. We know so much about each other's games. I'm not going to try to make any image plays or anything. And again, like I said, he's going to get at it. I'm gonna get at it with three bets. It's gonna be a little bit of a war. Hopefully we don't get beat though. Gonna keep aggressive from the button. I don't like the amount of time he's taking if he's going to put in a three bet here, but I'm not going to fold this ace 10 based on the way the action is gone. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, good. Yeah, that's much more concerning if they take time like that. I'd much rather see an insta three bet than one that's been played out for 10 seconds. I'll throw out a min raise here with a 10-6 suited. I'd expect this to be a board where he'd call continuation bets pretty often, so I'm just going to check behind. And now I'm gonna put out a bet. I think that's a good spot to put out a bet. If he calls, and we're fine. We only lose 60 chips on it, but I think it's really going to be a profitable bet, and make him make a tougher call. Ace high is not that tough of a call there, I don't think. It might be based on our history of knowing so much that and I know he knows I know kind of thing. But I'd make it tough for him to call with king high. Makes it another 100. I don't hate. Sometimes I'll defend pretty light. Like I usually like to. That's just my personal style. I like to defend these three bets really wide, make it tough for people to three bet me without premiums. But again, since we know so much about each other, since he's such since we're both familiar with each other's games, just gonna make it basic. Gonna flat here with the ace 8. Miss the flop. If he bets, don't really want to be put in a tough spot, so we're probably just gonna muck it. Again, that's just don't want to be put in tough decisions, and he makes such a small probing bet that I'm pretty curious. It looks so strong, so I'm gonna fold. That just looks like another bet's coming, and yeah, just against most people, that's just pretty standard call. You're getting a great price to just put it in with ace high, but not against Mr. CHECKdezNUTS. Okay, flop bottom pair here with the queen 3. These are those frustrating weak like lead outs that he does. Very, very irritating. Not a good board for us to call for the flush draw out there, and he might have just flopped gin. So just fold. And now we're at a slight deficit. So plan on tuning up the aggression. Tone up the aggression a little bit. Still going to keep tripling from the button. Thrown in with a few min raises. Probably not many limps. Again, keeping it aggressive. We flop the middle pair here. Gonna give ourselves a little bit of protection. And he folds. Don't really want to let an overcard or 6 peel. So just take it down when our hand's gonna be good a big percentage. I went on one of those mini rushes again. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna pretend like I'm going on the mini rush. I like the way this hand plays. Unless he ships, I like the way this hand plays post flop. If he would decide to flat, and I think it's gonna be tough for him to shove. I don't think it's gonna. He's gonna need a really strong hand. That being said, he probably picked it up. I'd expect that to be. I expect it to be like 9s, ace, king. Now we're gonna posture a little bit. Not gonna put it in, but props to him for reading the situation. Probably having a really strong hand. He probably had like ace, queen, ace, king, 9s, 10s, jacks. Wouldn't expect queens through aces. And yeah, still staying aggressive. He might do one of those similar things that we are. He might be picking up hands. He got to give him credit. That looks like a very strong hand there. It might be the exact same thing. No action when we have 2 jacks. Keep it aggressive from the button. Okay, he makes a slightly over min bet. We're going to defend with the jack 8. Now we're going to bet out, now that we turned a flush draw, and we have the top pair, we're going to bet out, and he folds. Again, we're just tuning the aggression from the button. Make him wake up with a hand of 3-bet us. I don't think with this stack he's going to do it light. Again, might be wrong, don't know exactly what's going through his head. We're both trying really, really hard to beat each other based on the information that we know. That would have been a perfect spot to do another 3-bet. Gonna mix it up now. Do something a little bit different, min raise. And most likely fold to, that's yeah, huge raise. Those have just got to be the, to me, that what I'm thinking there is just like those ace-9 hands, ace-10s, those hands that commit themselves but aren't very strong, or like 6s, 8s, 7s, 5s. So maybe we'll wake up with a hand one time when he does it. Okay, knuckle in these deuces. Don't really want to make it 4x. Happy to check them down, and we'll probably call a smaller bet if he makes one. But got the best hand. Okay, he makes a triple. I don't like making those 3 bets here because then they're just caught in a tough spot. So I'm just gonna flat here with the ace-9. Really good flop for us. He could have 10s in his range. I mean, it's a pretty good flop though. And definitely not folding this. This board texture is totally different. Plus we have the backdoor nut flush draw, and those, as you guys know, always get there on stars. Alright, we checked to him. Gonna hate him to make a bet out, and now that river just sucks. The board came pretty shitty for us. Could be looking to chop here. Yep, he had eights, so not bad. Interesting spot for him to bet out there on that flop. I'd expect check behinds on that flop a lot, but he got a good street of value in. Now he knows we had queens. I'd expect him to fold to this a ton. He knows that last time we did it with queens, always keeping this in mind. Gonna min raise and probably get this in if he puts up any re-raise. He didn't. I think another good spot to mini rush. Don't think this board really meets him well. That's sick. I do like that bet though. I don't think that board. We do have a lot of showdown value too, but I mean, we don't want to keep checking behind every time. And I guess he does have a 7. I don't think he'd shove. He'd be more patient a little bit. I think he'd be a little more patient with the flush draw. So we'll give him credit for a 7 there. Maybe like a jack, queen, king 7. And now again, he's bullied us down. Sucks for us. Getting these 3s in here, obviously. Gonna look at some key hands. Yeah, there hasn't been any pots over 500 has been the biggest pot, the last pot, and yeah, he's just won the majority of the pots with aggression, which goes to show you it's the style you should be playing. Play aggressive, and it's worked out for him so far. He's taking down the lion's share of the pots. Alright, I think that we're going to get folds here a lot, and we did. I don't think that he thinks that we would be bullshitting there. Hopefully we can pick up some kind of hand in the big. Alright, it's king 8. Just going to check it. Flop ace high. That would have been a flop, which I probably would have called a bet on. Turn 8. Definitely calling. River 2 pair. I'm going to check and see if he puts out a bet. I'm hoping for it. Okay. This is close now. I think I'm going to shove just because I think that he might get stubborn and call us with an ace here. If he has an ace. If he has a higher 2 pair or something, that sucks. I don't think he's going to have a 3-4. So I'm going for him to try to call us with an ace. And he had flopped a set, so. And so, yeah, props to him. That was, I guess, the board couldn't have ran out any better for him, but props to him. He played that hand well. Good flop check. It sucks for us, but I do like that. Want him to make a hero call there. 1-1. Can't complain too much. Those were fun matches. Maybe I'll try to set something up. If you guys have any comments on these videos, anybody else you might want me to try to make a video with, I'd be glad to hear it. I know a lot of you guys want me to do one with Dabasio, and I'm going to try to get in contact with him soon. But any other video ideas you guys have, trying to just cater to anything you guys want to do. Obviously, we're here for you. That's our main objective, is to make you guys better players. Again, email me. I pretty much say this at the end of every video. It's just my way of signing off. Email me, PM me, get a hold of me, and I will do my best to make that happen. So until next time, good luck, guys, and take care.